Thanks for tuning in to You See Me, focusing on the battle of self-love, acceptance, abuse, spirituality, and much more. Your host, Tina Wynn, will be sharing various ways and strategies that she used to overcome grief, addiction, and depression. You See Me is a self-expressed term Tina uses as a way of making people see the real you. For people to see you, you must first see yourself.
Hi, guys, and welcome back to the You See Me podcast. Yay, yay, yay. We are in season 3. And if you guys haven't caught seasons 1 and 2, I advise you to go back and get caught up. I am your host, Mrs. Tina Wynn Bridges, and welcome. I hope you guys have been seeing yourselves and have been enjoying seeing others. This process only works by us seeing others in order to remain seeing ourselves. And that is what I call having a relationship. And that is what we will be discussing all the month of January, relationships. But I would like to start this week out with what is your level of confidence within these relationships, because most of us are in relationships or into relationships without even knowing, and then we deflect what we feel about ourselves into those relationships with others. And the most important part about having relationships with others will always be the relationship that we hold with self. So how confident are you in you? What is the purpose of dealing with others and others dealing with you? Because when we enter into relationships, that's what we're doing. We're having dealings with people, and people are dealing with us and what it is that we bring to the table. So are you confident in what you bring to the table, or are you entering looking to gain from the table of others? Because some people only enter into relationships with a one-track mind. We must know our roles in the lives of others and which roles we are willing to play in our own lives. Because some of us put ourselves in roles that we are not capable of or that we are not ready to handle. So how are you treating you? Let's enter the year being confident and clear on how we are treating ourselves, guys. What does your role to yourself look like? Are you allowing yourself to be true to who you know you are? Or are you second guessing yourself based off the views and opinions of others? Because how you see yourself and how others see yourself, most often the views are different because y'all looking out of different lenses. Your perception is not going to equally match the perception of someone next to you. And most often we get lost on how others treat us. But the real question is, how are you treating you? How are you treating yourself? If you are not confident in where you stand with yourself, how could anyone be confident of where you stand with them? See, because Tina doesn't have shaky people in her life in this season. Seeing yourself, guys, requires really searching your innermost parts and being okay with what you find. And in season 1 and 2, we discussed all sorts of things that life will throw at you to get you to stop seeing you, to get you to be completely distracted and to see every single thing around you. And Quita's not here with us in this season, guys, because she's not necessary. Tina is confident on who she is. So there's no need for me to allow Quita to sit in and to show up on every situation anymore. And when life starts throwing things at you to get you to stop seeing you, when you can get to a level of being able to see yourself in a storm and through a storm and be okay with what you see, you start to depend on her and you start to love her and you start to choose her. And thank you for my team, because they have helped me to get to that place of not only seeing myself, but being able to choose myself, love myself, and be okay with myself. Because some of us see ourselves, but we're not okay with what we see. And that's where the problem lies. You got to make you your first choice and become confident in her abilities. You got to be confident in what it is that you are able to do and what you are bringing forth out of you. When I took the time to sit with self, and that requires time, guys. It wasn't just a couple of hours, it wasn't just a couple of days. I took a couple of weeks. And for those that know that I have been going through a little whirlwind of emotions. I quit a job that I had invested a lot into because I started to really sit with self, examine self, and look at my worth. And it wasn't producing what it was that I wanted. It wasn't aligned with the direction in which my life was headed. You got to see you and be able to examine you and be okay with you. So, guys, when Tina took the time to sit with self and examine how I felt about me versus how I was allowing people to look at me, I had to really look at me. And I knew how some people looked at me. See, a lot of people saw me way before I saw myself. Before seeing me ever even became an option, people saw me. And that's why a lot of people fought so hard against me. See, some people fought for me, some people fought with me, but the majority of the people fought against me. And people are not going to oppose you because you have something that's not worthwhile. People only go against things that they know are valuable. They knew I didn't see me, nor was I confident in what I did see. So it was easy to throw me off track because I wasn't certain with who I was to begin with. And a lot of times we enter relationships, we're not certain or clear on who we are, but we want the people that we're entering these relationships with to be certain and clear on who we are. And that's where the confusion lies. Rule number one, guys, always bet on you. Always bet on you. If you enter to lose, you're going to lose. You're going to lose because you already set your mind to lose. Laws of attraction. If you enter with the I must win mindset, you're going to win. And it's not that you're going to win, say a tangible win. You're going to win because you already have a win mindset. You already entered confident in not losing. Hi guys, Tina Wynn Bridges here, your host of the You See Me podcast, inviting you guys to join me every Saturday right here on the We Empower Network and on my webpage at ucme-tw.com to gain access to the Building Bridges workshops and webinar series. Thank you. See you there. Because you must first learn to respect self and choose self if you want anybody else to abide in what it is that they see. People do not have respect for me just because, oh, okay, I'm going to respect Tina. No, that's not how this works. People respect me because they first see me respect myself, and then second, because it is a mandate to be in my life today. Choices, guys. See, when Tina wasn't choosing Tina and I was choosing Quita, people was able to enter into my life and choose and pull me in any different direction. I have respect for myself today. I am confident in myself today. And anybody that enter into my life must abide by those boundaries, or being in my life is not an option for Tina. Farewell. I'll pray for you. I wish you well, but this ain't a you and I situation. And that's the type of confidence you have to enter into relationships with. I have a choice over who's in my life and whose life that I'm going to be in. I'm not just bouncing in and out of people's lives. I'm not allowing people to just bounce in and out my life. That's not what I'm here for. I am certain in who I am and where I'm headed. Quita is no longer needed in my choices. She is no longer able to pull me in any which direction, because Tina is confident in who she is. I am aware of who I am and where I'm headed. I no longer need to pull Quita out. I no longer need to allow Quita to show out, because that was a choice, guys. Quita was a whole choice. So I'm going to share with you guys a little brief story. I don't have the best of relationships, speaking of relationships, with my family. And again, that's because people are not going to see you the way you see yourself, and you are not going to see people the way they see themselves. So I enter into these situations, and for a split of a second, again, like I said, it's a choice. I was allowing Quita to function for me because this is the way people saw me. This is the way they see you, Tina. This is the way they perceive you. Their thoughts, you could present to them what. Listen, we got to be clear, guys. You could present people with whatever version of you that you want to present them with, but they are going to see whatever it is that they are capable of or able to see in you. So you could be presenting them with all the good things in the world, but if they want to see bad, they're going to see bad. And you cannot control their view of you. And that's what I was trying to do. I kept going into these relationships, trying to control people's view of me, trying to make people see me as, oh no, I'm not this person anymore, and I'm not that person, and I don't do this, and I don't do that. And Tina, you are everything that they are saying that you are, because this is already their perception of you in their mind. So all the things that you are doing, you're doing these things for you, because it's not even penetrating through to their thoughts of you, because their thoughts of you is not your thoughts of you. The same way it says in your Bible, for his thoughts are not our thoughts and his ways are not our ways. You got to deal with people that same way. Their thoughts ain't your thoughts. We have to be clear and know what it is that you want for you. What do you want for you, Tina? And Tina wants peace. Tina wants truth. Tina wants honesty. But these are all the things that Tina wants. We can't just go with the flow. Then when the flow gets low, we ready to go. When people ain't ready to go with the things that we want, we ready to go all haywire. That's why a lot of times I allow Quita to show up. And for that split of a second, I made a choice to allow Quita to show up, because my mind for a split second said, oh, well, Tina, this is how they see you anyway. So if this is what they want, this is what you give them. No, 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 no. That's not what Tina does anymore. See, that's what Quita did. Quita gave them what they wanted. Tina no longer goes with the flow. I don't allow people, oh, well, this is what they think, so this is, no, that's not what I think. And what I think is the only thought that matters. That's not how I see myself. You could see me however you want to see me, but I see me the way I see me. And I'm not going to alter the way I see me just because you see me different. It causes confusion and it causes lack of self confidence. So after I self-reflected, because that's what we do daily, guys, let's not get this confused. We self-reflect, and we do this to always see ourselves first in any and all situations. We self-reflect and never deflect, because it's so easy to look at the other person. It's so easy to get caught up in what they're doing and what this one is doing and that one is doing. But seeing yourself is an internal process. So after reflecting, I had to be confident in knowing the role I played and still be able to hold my head high. Still be able to choose me, love on me, and be okay with seeing me. And sometimes that's not easy, guys. Sometimes that is one of the hardest, most difficult tasks that you will face, because we choose to play some ugly roles sometimes. I was choosing to allow my relationship with my family to take me out of character, to take me back to Quita, to take me back to the places that I worked and I fought so hard in season 1 and 2 to dig myself up out of. Tina, you know who you are. You see who you are. They don't see who they are. And why are you trying to force them to? Focus on you. And that's all I heard. Not because we want to, but because we start putting our trust in others that they will know how to handle us. I put my trust in the fact that this is my family and they've known me for years, so they should know how to treat me. They should know which areas are sensitive and which ones aren't, and which areas can take a punch and which ones can't. And it's not that they don't know, Tina, but do you know? Do you know? Are you confident in what areas of you can be played with and which ones can't? Because if you are allowing people to take you outside of you, then that's not a them issue. That's a you issue. That's a you issue. And as quick as I allowed myself to be Quita in that moment, because that's what I knew they was looking for, Tina jumped back in. Tina, you not that girl. You ain't her. You ain't finna let them make you be her. You continue being Tina. You see you. You know who you are. And you ain't gonna force them to see you. Eventually they will or they won't, and that's still not your issue. But continue seeing you. And that's a big expectation you're placing on others when you expect them to see what you see in yourself. Be clear, the only person responsible for you is you. You're the only person that is responsible for you. And when we start putting us in the hand of others, you get what exactly your hand is dealt for. You get whatever others serve you. You can't put your life in the hand of others and then complain what it is that they do with your life when you gave your life to them to serve. Only person we should be giving our life to is Christ. And it tells us in our word, do not put your trust in man. He'll fail you every time. And that ain't just scripture, not for Tina. That's real life facts for me. I don't know about the lives y'all living, but I know that each and every single time I enter into a relationship and put my confidence in man instead of in my faith and instead of in my God, I failed. I left out feeling as if I failed. I left out feeling defeated, because I wasn't confident in who Tina was or in who my God was and what he can do for me, not what man can do for me. Remember, guys, we are dealing with spirits all dolled up in flesh. And again, y'all will have to go back to season 1 or 2 to understand what I'm saying. And most people still won't understand what it is that I'm saying. And I have become confident in knowing, Tina, it's okay that people don't understand you. You're not for everybody. You understand you. And those that are meant to understand you will understand you with no hesitation, no problems, and you won't have to explain, because what's understood don't need explaining. Hi guys, Tina Wynn Bridges here, your host of the You See Me podcast, inviting you guys to join me every Saturday right here on the We Empower Network and on my webpage at ucme-tw.com to gain access to the Building Bridges workshops and webinar series. Thank you. See you there. See, when you are confused and you're not certain in who you are, it shows. People see that thing a mile away. See, when I used to play with Quita, that was one of Quita's skills and one of Quita's assets. I played on people's lack of self-confidence because it's something that you could see and it's something that you can smell. And I knew that people wasn't certain, and I got a kick out of playing and plucking on people's mind because I knew they wasn't certain in who they are. Tina don't need to do that. That's too exhausting for Tina today. I'm clear on who I am, and who you are don't even matter to me. Because if you're for me, you're for me. And if you're not, you're not. And I'm not going to have to work hard to figure out if you're for me or not. It's going to show itself instantly, because that's how confident in myself I walk, in that confidence. Confusion is always going to discourage your levels of confidence. When you confused on who you are, you confused on your role and your position, if you got to second guess your role in relationships that you're in or in people's lives, then that's not a them issue. That's something that you need to turn instantly and ask, why am I second guessing my role in this person's life? Is my role changing each and every time I deal with this person? Because you have some people that'll handle you one way in the presence of you, but handle you another way in the presence of others. And those are not the type of relationships that Tina enter. I need to know that confidently that whether I'm there, whether I'm not there, whether my presence is needed or not needed, that you are securely protecting our relationship and my role in that relationship. If I got to be in your presence to get a certain response out of you, that's not a you issue. That's a me issue. That's something that I have to examine. Why am I allowing myself to enter into an uncertain relationship? Why aren't I confident in what this relationship is delivering or bringing forth out of my life? See, when I entered into a relationship with God, yeah, at first it was sketchy because I wasn't confident in me. I am fully confident in myself and in the things that I believe in. And I know that my God is not going to fail me. I'm not in a relationship second guessing or wondering, is God going to come through for me? So instantly, when you enter into these relationships with people and you're not confident and you're all confused, they're going to cause chaos. It's going to cause chaos in your life. And they cause chaos to create confusion, to see how certain you are in you. People will test you to see, oh, okay, well, she's out here preaching this and she's saying she see herself and she's saying she love herself and choose herself. Let's see. And people will purposely create a situation just to see, are you going to alter? Are you going to fumble? Are you going to fall? Are you going to fall? Or are you going to remain true in who you are? To see if your views of you going to change, or are you going to remain confident in who you are? Confidence requires certainty. Are you certain in you? Can you vouch for you, or are you waiting to be validated by someone? See, because when you are genuine, it stands out. It holds a certain look, certain qualities, and a certain texture that tells and says, I'm authentic. So I have a question. Yep, a question for you guys. If you are authentically being you and confident in who you are, why is it that we enter into these relationships and then we lean so far on others to provide us with happiness, with shelter, with love, support, and a slew of other things if we don't feel confident or comfortable in making these things available for self. Because I've noticed a lot of people, they want me to provide them with a level of self-confidence that they don't even have in themselves. You got to bet on you. You got to be confident in you. We have to stop expecting other people to provide us with happiness, with joy, with love, with laughter that we don't even know how to give ourselves, that we're not even capable of giving ourselves. But now we're depending on the people that we're in relationships with to give it to us. We got to make sense, guys. And the lack in confidence in self is what breaks a lot of relationships, because we become codependent in believing that other people's feelings and roles in our lives matter more than our own. Nobody's thoughts, opinions, or views of you will ever matter more than how you see yourself. Than how you see yourself. Anyone who respects you, sees you, and loves you will want for you what you want for you. And if they don't want for you what you want for you, then maybe that's not the person that you need to be in a relationship with. And it's not just, see, because we enter into relationships at work, at school, even at restaurants and stores that we frequently shop, our corner neighborhood store, our corner grocery store. Those are relationships. Does the cashiers respect you? Do you respect them? See, because you got to walk in places confident and letting people know that respect is not even an option. Them disrespecting you is not even on the table. See, we were put here to socialize, to love and support one another, but not to control one another. And a lot of times when we deflect our inner insecurities on others, that's exactly what we're doing. We're trying to control them, and that stems from a lack of belief in self. So we look for others to believe in us for us. We want other people to believe in us because we don't believe in us. Confidence is you believing in you. We got to make sense, people. If you don't believe it, why am I? You got to see you. I can see you, but what I see don't matter if you don't see it. And that is the only way that these things work. We deflect because we become confident in controlling the outcome. And that's why we deflect. If we can get the opposition to perceive themselves the way we do, they lose confidence in self and become like us. And that's what Quita used to do. I started seeing myself the way other people see me, and I became just like them. No, Tina, that you're not just like them. Rule number 2, guys, stop trying to be in control of the outcome and be in control of the input. What are you adding to the situation? Start adding confidence and faith that your outcome will turn out for what you are expecting, and you don't have to try so hard. It'll just happen. You can only control you, not the people and not the world around you. Start putting in what you're expecting to get out. See, a lot of us, we try to control the outcome and we not putting nothing in. And that's why when we don't get the outcome that we want, we all upset because you didn't put in what you expecting out. You expected more out than what you're willing to put in, what you're able to put in, what you're capable of putting in. I had to be confident in knowing, Tina, you better than this. You better than Quita, and you better than negative reacting. Just because this is the way your family see you and wanna see you act, you see you, they don't, and leave it be. And I left it be, and I walked away happy knowing, Tina, you left it be, and you still see you. I didn't allow their issues or perceptions to become my own. I used to think that if I can get people To follow my advice or see their wrongs in the same way in which I did, that they'll want to change. Boy, was I wrong. I had to laugh at my own insanity. Tina, you only see you because you choose to. Now you expect others to see themselves because you said it's the thing to do. It don't work that way. There must be a willingness involved. Those were your perceptions and your desires. You want peace. You want truth. It's obvious the people involved aren't that ready for truth and don't want peace because that's not the world they live in. If they wanted truth and they wanted peace, Tina, Quita wouldn't have even had to halfway surface out the bag because y'all would have already been dealing with peace and truth. And you are causing chaos because, you know, they always say I'm causing chaos and confusion. And guess what? I had to self-reflect. Tina, you are causing chaos. You are causing confusion because the world they live in, everything is going smoothly. And for you to come over here with your truth and with your views and your perceptions and try to pass it off on them, and that's not what they believe and that's not their truth, it causes chaos in their world. Remain in your world. And anybody that's supposed to be in your world, you're not going to have to fight or prove your point to get them to be in your world. Trying to get someone to completely see themselves, you have to remain true to who you are. Lead by example. Let them see that they don't have to stay stuck or miserable and that they can overcome. And you do that by you continuing to be confident in you and do what you do. Remember, it's the why, not the who, the when, or the what. Besides, telling ain't never worked for Quita or for Tina. I like to be shown. Show me what you about. And some people don't know how to choose them. They don't know how to show you what they were. Some people will directly expose themselves because they are so confident in knowing how you will respond that they go in ready to alter your view of you. But when you bet on you and not let others bet on you, you win. You remain in win mode by staying true to you, because the only thing that happens when trying to get other people to see you the way you see you is you become them. You become exactly what it is that they see. So I want you guys to remain confident. Confidence is a feeling of self-assurance arising from one's own abilities or qualities. What are you able to do, and is it of quality? You have to be confident in who you are, but not overconfident, because when you are overconfident, you start leaning on your own understanding of things. When we are overconfident, we take away from God's glory in the circumstances, and we only do this so that God can get the glory out of our story. So that means to walk by faith. Some of us, we gotta be confident. Confident people aren't afraid to be proven wrong. They like putting their opinions out there because they learn a lot from the times when they're wrong, and other people learn from them when they're right. Confidence allows us to say yes, even when we are scared. So before we go, guys, I want to leave y'all with a scripture for the week. Ephesians 3:12. And through faith in him, we may approach God with freedom and confidence. Build your faith and walk in your faith with confidence. Be certain that if you give God your all, you will receive his. Be confident in you, bet on you, go out, see you, never stop seeing you, go see others, and most importantly, come back and see me. Thank you guys for joining me.